What's up, everybody? It's Blowover Productions here, and today the most important championship of this weekend is coming up around the corner as we are getting ready to kick off the YouTube Cup Series championship race at Phoenix. The third season underway. Let's meet our final four. On the outside lane today, leading us to the line, is number 87 of Justin Joey for Stock Motorsports in their last and final season with Justin. Right behind him is number 16 of Chase Smith. Oh, he also has 4 wins. The 16 of Chase Smith, who's gotten just 1 win this season, but has been consistent enough to make it to the Final Four. Also made it in the Final Four in the last season of the Netflix Lower Series. Max Sensen, the number 94 World Ride Racing Team, has 3 wins this season, most of which were off camera. Right behind him, Jaden Williams, and the number 9, who has also gotten a considerable amount of wins and also did pretty good at a couple races. So with that being said, the pace car is pulling in. 4 cars, 1 championship, 3rd season. Nobody in this Final Four has been in the Final Four before or won a championship in the YouTube Cup Series, so let's claim ourselves a new champion today. Neither Mike Jones or Frosted Earp is in the Final Four, by the way. That's what I mean. So it's going to be yet another new driver, and two of the drivers, Max Sensen and Justin Joey, both have some experience right now at this track with just 4 cars, obviously, because Justin Joey won the Hulu Truck Series Championship, and he's right there in the 87. Max Sensen was racing for the championship in the lower series, but didn't win it. He lost it to Random Mazepin, unfortunately for him. So, yeah, they're the only 2 in the field right now who have been on this track this weekend for the championship races, and Max Sensen goes on the wall, takes Jaden Williams with him. Jaden saves it somehow, and Justin Joey steps down to make it 3 wide, avoid hitting the back of the 9. Chase Smith to the front. Stage 1 ends on lap 19. Actually, no, lap 20. 1938. Hey, I'm like, hey, what's up, hello. Chase Smith still leading this race. Justin Joey starting to catch him. Jaden Williams falls back. Let's meet our drivers for a little bit. We got a quick introduction, but now it's time for a more drawn-out one. Chase Smith and the number 16 for Walnut Peach Racing. This is his first season in the YouTube Cup Series, and he only joined halfway through the he's been racing since the beginning of the season, since he made it into the Final Four of the Netflix Lower Series last season. Didn't have too spectacular of a season, wrecked out of the 500 this year, and he wasn't doing too good until Nashville came along, and he ended up winning that race, and he did pretty good there and has been getting some good enough points ever since then. Entering this race, he was 3rd in points, and yeah. Next up, our second, Walnut Peach Racing. He's considering leaving Walnut Peach Racing, and going to race for Team Preppy in the Netflix Lower Series and Gaming Motorsports in the other 2. Does he take the championship today? Next up, our driver in 2nd place right now, our main man, Justin Joey, in the number 87 for Stock Motorsports. Justin Joey has won the the Hulu Truck Series Championship this season. He was just racing in that series and won the championship there, so congratulations to him for that. And this is his final year racing for the team that got him started in the YouTube Cup Series, Stock Motorsports, owned by Colby. I forget his last name. Colby, we'll just call him Colby, owned by Colby, which I assume is a family friend or something. And Justin has been racing in the YouTube Cup Series since Season 2, in which he was still racing for Stock Motorsports and then eventually created Gaming Motorsports and somehow managed to get it across all 4 series and even races with some of his drivers. But unfortunately, Stock Motorsports is letting him go, or he's deciding to leave. So he's hoping that Colby can find a new driver, probably get a part-time driver for races like the 500 and also Talladega or other races like that. So can Justin Joey win the championship for them in their one final race? Next up, guy in 3rd place, Max Sensen, number 90. Max had won the Netflix Lower Series Championship in Season 1 and also was in the Final Four this season, racing against Random Mazepin, Eva McAllister, and and somebody else. I don't know why I'm forgetting who it was. It was Eva, Random, and Nick. Nick DiCaprio, his rival, was the 3rd driver in that as well. Max Stenson is definitely one of NASCAR's most consistent drivers, and also winningest driver of all time with 15 career wins, 12 of those being in the Netflix Lower Series and 3 of those being in the YouTube Cup Series. And most of Max's wins in the Cup Series were not broadcasted. I think his first was yeah, I know. Just go ahead and say the Chicago Street Course, and 2 other races that I forgot where he won it. But I think one of them was live, and that was Dover, actually. I remember Dover being his first YouTube Cup Series win. And Max also has been racing since the first race of Season 3, being that he won the championship in the Netflix Series last year. So the Final Four rule of being drafted up to the next series applied to him, as well as Chase, so that's why they were both there. So Max Stenson also owns World Ride Racing Team and has his team spanned across the top 3 series, not all 4 like Gaming Motorsports. And they're doing pretty okay in all 3, especially with Max being in the Lower Series and Cup Series. That helps their performance there. But Hammer Bedgood is also the only driver in the Truck Series, and he's doing pretty all right there. Is Justin Joey trying to take out Chase for the stage victory here? Now, let's see. Yeah, I think that's all we have to say about Max. Could he get... Justin was actually worried that Max is going to win the Netflix Lower Series and YouTube Cup Series championship, but it turns out that one of those is definitely not coming true, being that Random Mazepin won this championship this season. And he could still win here in the Cup Series, so we'll just have to see if Max Stenson really does show us his reign. Finally, the driver in fourth place right now is Jaden Williams in the number 9. Jaden Williams is actually the only Season 1 veteran right now in the Final Four, which is actually kind of surprising that all the other vets are letting these new kids show them up. Chase Smith, Justin Joey, and Max Stenson all started racing after Season 2. Justin Joey started racing in Season 2, but you know what I mean. Jaden Williams has been racing since Season 1 of the YouTube Cup Series and got a few wins in that same season, but he was pretty inactive during Season 2, but did start winning a couple more races in Season 3 and held a steady points lead pretty much the entire season so that he could be in the championship for today. That's really all I have to say about him, since Skip Motorsports is just a single car team and they only race in the YouTube Cup Series. They don't have other stories like the others, so hopefully Jaden Williams can climb back up here from where he's at right now, obviously not doing too good, and win this race. So yeah, that's pretty much the stories about all of our drivers, and it looks like we passed through 16 laps, so we've got about 5 laps to go. Justin Joey is still on the bumper of the 16 of Chase Smith. Max Stenson in the 90 is also still trying to catch up. Jaden Williams almost 3 whole seconds back. We'll see if that either increases or decreases over time. 4 laps to go, by the way. Justin Joey still trying to get on the left of Chase Smith. You saw him try to wreck him earlier, and now Justin Joey's going to make a move to the bottom. Justin almost wrecked Chase earlier, but now he's just trying to move him out the way. Last time Justin was at Phoenix, it wasn't so good for him because him and Zeke Sensenike had a huge wreck right there in turn 4. And Justin actually almost ended up going upside down, but he landed back on his wheels safely. So this ain't his first rodeo with this track, obviously. And like I said before, he also raced in the Cup Series in Season 2 and the Lower Series in Season 1, so he got experience from there too, but that was the old Phoenix, not the revamped one that we are driving on right now. So this is actually his second rodeo technically with this track. Jaden Williams only continues to fall back now as he's at 284 seconds behind the leader, that is Justin Joey right now, and he's holding off Chase Smith and Max Stenson for the win right now. And here we come into turns 3 and 4. 1 lap to go in the stage for Justin Joey. Max Stenson, Chase Smith still trying to hold a steady little line right here behind the 87. They haven't got too much to worry about because I don't know how much I can drill this through everybody's head, but the stages don't award points in this race specifically because it's a championship race and there's no points. It's just whoever wins the race. So with that, well, that is different for the ARL, though, and I'll explain that when I post the ARL video. But anyways, Justin Joey is going to win stage 1. The stage breaks are purely for the purpose of regrouping the field so that we can when we regroup the field, everybody can stay competitive, and we don't have long drawn out pieces of racing with nothing happening. But anyways, with that being said, we'll see you on the restart for the second stage. Alright everybody, we are back at Phoenix Raceway. Justin, Joey, and Chase Smith leading us back to the green flag, which is back out in the air, and we are back racing at the back of Phoenix. I don't think Avonsdale is, I think that's how you say the city name, is in the back of Phoenix, but I hope it was for the sake of that sentence. But now 3 wide behind Max Sensen for second, but Justin Joey sneaks to the outside. Chase Smith going to try to push it 3 wide, bump and running. Max coming into turn 3. Jaden Williams is caught back up, but he's a lap down now, similar to Nick DiCaprio in the lower series. So it's safe to say that, like Nick DiCaprio, his championship dreams are over. Because once you go a lap down, you somehow can't climb back up here because there's only 3 cars and you somehow managed to go a lap down. It's kind of embarrassing, but, you know. Justin Joey starting to fall back now. He went to the wall, I believe, and starting to lose a lot of momentum, and now he's behind Jaden Williams. 2-4. Hey, this is kind of like the Netflix lower series. We've got 2 Fords and 2 Chevys battling for the championship. And the Netflix lower series, the 2 Fords were Random Mazepin and Nick DiCaprio for Los Hermanos and Game Motorsports, respectively. And the 2 Chevys were Eva McAllister and Max Sensen for Team Preppy and World Ride Racing Team, respectively. 4 different teams. And here, the 2 Fords are Jaden Williams and Justin Joey, JJ and JW, for Stock Motorsports and Skip Motorsports, both teams with the abbreviation SM. That's kind of crazy that they both almost have the same name initials and team initials. And the 2 Chevys are Chase Smith and Max Sensen for Team Walnut Peach Racing and World Ride Racing Team. So it's, again, 4 different teams. Now in the truck series, it was a Ford, 2 Dodges, and a Chevy. So not quite 4 different. We still had the two of the same manufacturer, but it wasn't against 2 of the other same manufacturer. So it wasn't like Chevy versus Ford with 2 Chevys and 2 Fords. It was 2 Dodges versus 2 different separate manufacturers. So if that makes sense, because the 2 Dodges were Justin Joey and Eli Tabor in the 34 and the 65 for Gaming Motorsports, and the Chevy was Nick DiCaprio in the 1 for Hot Topic Racing, and then it was the 77 of Damon Wolf for Blazing Motorsports. So not exactly 4 separate teams in that legion. By the way, I just realized we're on the last lap now for the stage, and it looks like Chase Smith is probably going to take the win here because Max Sensen is kind of lagging behind. But once again, not to worry, because the stage break will group them back together, and that'll be their final opportunity, if the caution doesn't come out, to make their final moves. So with that being said, Chase Smith comes to turns 3 and 4, and Chase Smith is going to take the stage victory in stage 2. What the heck? Why did the caution not come out? Hello? Is the yellow out? What are we doing? Why is the yellow not out? Okay, so I guess the stage just doesn't exist anymore. So, fortunately, folks, we have a few more laps of boring racing to get through, I guess. Because the stage just said F you for some reason. So, looks like Chase Smith is going to continue to hold Max Sensen here. As we come across the line once again, Chase Smith still holding a steady lead. Does the 16 stay until, I wonder if this is going to keep going all the way until the white flag for the championship. So, we'll see if Chase can win the championship here. Max Sensen close behind him. 16 in front, 87 in tow, 90 in the middle. Chase Smith coming through turns 3 and 4. Max Sensen still trying to get a run as they come back across the line once again. It's not going to be easy for the number 90 car, lap 36 of 63. So there's about 27 laps to go. 28. Yeah, 28. So 28 laps to go here in the race, and it's going to be 27 coming back across the line. The gap between Max Sensen and Chase Smith still closing ever so slightly. The 90 and the 16. Does Chase Smith win the YouTube Cup Series Championship? That would actually be very crazy in its own right. But Max Sensen winning would also be pretty crazy. Justin Joey winning would be pretty crazy too, especially since it's their last year. Jay Williams, not so much, because he's pretty okay driver. I could have seen him winning the championship if he wasn't a lap down right now. So, yeah. Chase Smith still leading, lap 38. So we got, what, 34? No, 24 laps to go. Oh, now the caution wants to come out. Okay. Well, what are we, like a whole 7 laps late? What were the officials doing? Never mind. I'm not going to say that word on screen. Live. Anyways, folks, with that being said, we will see you on restart. Welcome back to Phoenix, everybody. The third YouTube Cup Series champion is about to be crowned this time by. We are going to be restarting with exactly 20 laps to go here at Phoenix. So with that being said, Chase Smith, Max Sensen lead us to the line. Green flag back out in the air. Who's going to take the championship at Phoenix? Get hyped, boys and girls. We're about to crown ourselves a YouTube Cup Series championship for... What the freak am I saying? We're about to crown ourselves a YouTube Cup Series champion for the third time in a row. Jaden Williams is now 2 laps down, so it's definitely safe to say he is no longer going to be able to win the championship, but it does seem like he is still pretty okay as far as being competitive. He's keeping up with the rest of the field. 3 wide for the championship lead right now is Justin Joey and Chase Smith trying to block Max Sensen from going to the bottom. Chase has got the run on top. He's blocking Justin Joey from sliding up there. Chase Smith getting pinned against the wall by Max Sensen now. It's not going to be easy for Max to climb around Justin. These two have been rivals for the longest time. And you know what? This is actually probably going to make a great cover story for the DNN, because Max Sensen and Justin Joey have been rivals for the longest time, and Justin hasn't been wanting Max to win the YouTube Cup Series championship, and now they get to duke it out in the top level of Nyackers after doing it for so long in the second tier. That doesn't sound right. And he also gets to prevent things from happening himself instead of having to watch on the sidelines hoping for other people to take charge. He himself is going to take matters into his own hands and try to stop the reign of the dominant Max Sensen. And that looks like what he's trying to do right now in Phoenix. Chase Smith is falling back behind the 9 right now for some reason. I'm not sure why he's slowing down. He's probably waiting for Max to wreck Justin or something. I know if that does happen, the relationship will forever be tarnished. There might still be a chance of them being acquaintances. I wouldn't say friends, but acquaintances instead of enemies. But if Max wrecks Justin for the championship win, that will definitely never happen, ever. But we'll have to see if Justin even stays in front of Max for long, because Max seems to be playing with his food right now. It's quite obvious that he could be faster than Justin, but he's just biding his time until the very last minute. I can't believe it. These two rivals, Justin Joey and Max Sensen, enemies for almost 3 seasons now, finally taking their battle to the top level of the Nyackers division and battling it out in a championship duel. This right here should prove who's the better driver, considering everything up to this point has been as fair as it can possibly be. Both of them have pretty much the same amount of wins in the Cup Series at the moment. Justin with 3, Justin with 4, Max with 3. What the? My screen just turned off there. I'm not sure what that was. So, anyways, Justin with 4, Max with 3, and they both had pretty good teams. Stock Motorsports probably beefed up their car here so they could give Justin a shot at winning them a championship before they unfortunately have to say goodbye. But Max Senson's Worldwide Racing Team, Max actually confessed to the press the other day, some paparazzi, some reporters, that they actually, Worldwide Racing Team spends most of their earnings on Max's car alone instead of his other drivers. So I'm pretty sure that's just on only tarnish his reputation even more as a driver, seeing as he's not taking care of the other driver's car that races for him. That being Marty in the Cup Series, Eli Tabor, Marty and Evan in the lower series, but in the Truck Series they do say that they also spend some earnings on Hammer's truck in the Hulu Truck Series, but I'm pretty sure that's only because, one, Max isn't in that series, he is in the other two, so that's probably why they're not spending on the other drivers, and also Hammer is the only driver in Worldwide Racing Team in that series. So that's probably the only reason Hammer is an exception, but we'll have to talk to Max about that. Speaking of which, we've got 10 laps to go in the YouTube Cup Series Championship race. Holy crap. Did all that in one breath. Justin Joey still trying to hold off the number 90 car. If Justin Joey secures a championship for Stock Motorsports, this would be quite a turnover for their history in the YouTube Cup Series. They've already got a pretty okay running right now with Justin Joey, but it's pretty safe to say that whatever driver they pull off the street for their future endeavors probably ain't going to be as good as Justin, because Justin has got them 4 wins throughout his time in the YouTube Cup Series with Stock Motorsports. I'm pretty sure only one of those was this season, and the other 3 were in season 2, because I know one of the wins was Daytona 2 of this season in the Cup Series, and the other 3 I know he won in New Hampshire. I think he won at a different track too. A couple other tracks Justin won at. So yeah, whatever driver they're gonna pick off hopefully will be enough to keep them, maybe get them a full-time ride back, but most likely not. They're probably gonna be uncharted for races like the 500 and stuff like that, but hopefully the season after that they can get enough savings to come back full-time, because Justin has already stated that the equipment isn't exactly as top tier as Gaming Motorsports, and they just don't have the funds to continue. So hopefully they can get a good enough payout here today, which they probably should, because even if Justin doesn't win the championship here, he's still in the Final Four, so that'll probably get him some pretty good money for stock, and hopefully he gives it to Colby to use for Stock Motorsports instead of keeping it all to himself. But it's not my money. Technically it is my money, but it's his to decide to do with. So with that being said, we're turning our eyes back to the racing action. Max Senson still has not passed Justin Joey yet somehow, and that's honestly kind of crazy to say the least, because we have 5 laps to go here in the championship race. Chase Smith is finally around Jaden Williams. These guys are so spread out right now. Justin Joey just has to hold it off for a few more miles, and he will be a YouTube Cup Series champion, and Stock Motorsports will forever be etched in the history books of the Cup Series, no matter what. Justin Joey, Max Stenson, only separated by about half a second. That's all it takes for Max Stenson to get rid of Justin Joey's dream of winning a championship. Max Stenson has been wanting a Cup Series championship as well for Worldwide Racing Team, and if Hammer gets a championship next year, then they can officially say that they got one in all top 3 series, and they could start today here with Max Stenson right here, right now. Half a second divides these 2 rivals. That is such a short amount of time. It's not even comprehensible, because if Justin were to even make the tiniest of mistake, it could give Max Sensen the run to take the win. But we'll see how he handles it, because we've just got 2 laps to go right here. Coming through turns 1 and 2. Second and final time. Onto the front stretch. Justin Joey still leading over Max Sensen. Chase Smith is too far behind to even be competitive right now. But Max still possibly could have a chance if Justin screws up in turn 2 here. We know that's been causing problems all race, all weekend. White flag out in the air here in the YouTube Cup Series. Justin Joey trying to make his final stand, trying to get Stock Motorsports their final mark in the series. Here they come through turn 1 and 2. Onto the front stretch. He's staying ahead of Max Sensen. And Justin Joey in the 87 for Stock Motorsports is going to get them a championship and himself here at Phoenix right now. Justin Joey is the Season 3 YouTube Cup Series champion. Everybody put your hands together for the 87. He gets 2 championships this weekend. Talk about lucky. And in 2 mirrored series too. The lowest of the top 3 in the Truck Series and the highest of the top 3 in the Cup Series. Didn't get in the lower series, but he could have went for the championship sweep. How awesome would that have been? And it's still awesome because he's got 2 championships in a weekend in the Truck Series and the Cup Series, which, like I said, is the lowest and the highest tier of Nyackers, and not the middle somehow. He didn't get there. But I cannot believe it. Justin Joey, with Colby's Stock Motorsports, manages to pull off a championship in the YouTube Cup Series. Oh, Lord. I can already see the post that he's going to write about this one, folks. It's going to be a long one about Stock Motorsports. And honestly, I am all here for it. I will be probably so happy to read what he has to say about Stock Motorsports and what Colby has to say about Stock Motorsports after this. Because now, thanks to Justin's help, Stock is finally going to be remembered in the Cup Series. Not just for Justin, but for getting a YouTube Cup Series championship early on in its existence. And that is just something that not a lot of teams probably will be able to say at all in any Nyackers division. Team Tiger. But yeah. Anyways, folks, beautiful race today. Saw rivals duke it out the entire race. Everybody played hard. Everybody played good. But unfortunately, all good things must come to an end, and we must wave farewell to Season 3 of Nyackers. It has been a long, hard, and treacherous season, but everything in this sport, in this series that we love, is what makes it great. We've gotten through so many changes for Nyackers, and honestly, I can't wait to see even more new changes. We'll get new drivers next season and a whole bunch of things like that. We've got new tickers, new tracks, everything. So with that being said, folks, this has been Blowover Productions. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the 500 in Season 4 of the YouTube Cup Series. Peace.